it Atlanta, Georgia?
Atlanta Airport.
It was in the Atlanta airport. Okay, so I use this story all the time. I tell people, anytime I fly, I wear a PublicSq shirt.
Very smart.
Hands down, there's always somebody walking into the airport, wherever I am, they go, hey, I know that company. Or, hey, do you work for them? Or, hey, really cool. It's kind of like if you know, you know. And if you don't, you don't. Mm-hmm. So Beaver and his wife are walking the other direction, and they just real quick go, hey, cool company. And I'm like, yeah. Then come to find out, we were actually on the same flight. We're both headed to San Diego. Long story short, and we started talking about Hawaii, skateboards. You ended up giving us 15 skateboards to take when we went to Hawaii to give out to kids in need.
Oh,
Beaver's awesome.
My man Beaver. Let's go, dude.
Yeah, with the bell.
Very good. Heck yeah, I like it.
Yeah, so Beaver is a big fan of giving back to his community or giving to kids and encouraging them and supporting them. So that's kind of how it started.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we both live in San Diego and then went down the whole PublicSq train.
So how is Nitro Circus involved with PublicSq, or is it just you solely, Beaver?
So I signed with PublicSq at the beginning of the year to be an ambassador, and kind of they would become a sponsor of everything I was doing. And then Nitro was gearing up for its 20th anniversary tour, and I was like, this is an awesome opportunity to maybe bring someone in, because one of their sponsors ended up pulling out. But I brought that idea to the table. Michael, the CEO, was a huge fan of Nitro Circus growing up, man. And he's like, wait, we could sponsor Nitro Circus? Oh my gosh. So I helped get that meeting together, and they are the official sponsor of our 20th anniversary tour, which starts here in 3 weeks.
That requires a let's go.
Yeah, big time. So it's so rad.
I think so. How long has PublicSq been around now? Is it 3 years, 2 years?
Well, when we met, that was the very, very beginning of it.
That's
I
what
mean,
I was gonna
it's
say.
like rallies, it's freedom. We're just like in your community, like who's supporting freedom here. But we've been nationwide for a little over a year now.
Okay.
So yeah, incorporated February 2021, wrote the first line of code April 2021, launched our MVP product, was just a minimal viable product of the app, October 2021, and then kind of started building from there.
PublicSq.
Yep.
Yeah, you got from when I met you, because I remember it was almost like, I guess you could say it was startup, right?
Yeah.
To
Totally.
now has exploded.
Crazy.
Yes.
Still pinching myself.
No, I love it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And so people know what PublicSq is who don't know yet. Can you explain that?
Yeah, sure. Do I have the one that says it's America's Marketplace?
Perfect.
So we started off.
You can ring the bell. Let's go.
Simple, right?
Yeah, simple. Let's go.
Yeah. I'll just back up to tell the story in the middle. And the idea came prior to the pandemic, but we're in the middle of this season where our liberties are getting taken away. And we're realizing, wait, who's going to support these small businesses that want to stay open? And kind of in that season launched out just in San Diego, people want to support these businesses. They just don't know where they are. People are over Starbucks, and all the virtue signaling and all the woke stuff. Where is a local coffee shop? Loves America, is open, maybe veteran owned. So that's kind of how that started. Then we went out nationwide. So PublicSq now really is shifting like the alternative economy to basically America's Marketplace. So when you jump on the PublicSq app, there's over 1.5 consumers on there actively shopping at these local small mom and pop to medium sized businesses. We have well over 65,000, I would say probably way more than that now. Whoa. Yeah, nationwide, all over. So instead of choosing to support the Amazons and the Targets and the Walmarts of the world, you can go support an awesome local business that loves America, loves freedom, loves family values.
I love it.
I know.
I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
So when you guys first started out, that must have been difficult. I know what it's like having a startup and doing something. I have a few businesses, even doing this podcast. It is difficult.
Yeah.
But to go from where you were to where you are now, I mean, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, to be able to sponsor Nitro Circus.
Right.
I literally walked in the room that day and I was like, oh my gosh, you guys. Like, I mean, my kids even named after, one of their athletes. I mean, I love Nitro Circus. I've been watching them from, day one. Walked in the office like freaking out. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. This is so exciting. So yeah, it's come a long way from startup, literally knocking on the doors of mostly restaurants in Carlsbad, California, knowing that they stayed open with a concept, not even having an app. If we had something like this, would you want to be on it? You know, would you let people come support you? And then here we are now.
That's amazing. Now, when someone goes to PublicSq,
Yep.
Can they shop online with these places? Or is it does it let you know where they are so you can commute, like not commute, but go shop in person?
Yeah, both. Both.
Okay.
So this is it's very different than Amazon in the sense that we really still love that local community feel. So when you go on the PublicSq app, there's the first tab, which is a featured tab. So it's just a way we can feature certain things. For instance, do you remember the Dylan Mulvaney when it was the Hershey's bar?
Yeah.
Okay, that whole thing, right? Okay. So you jump onto PublicSq and you find all these alternatives. So somebody, reached out to us that day and said, "Oh, please tell me you have a chocolate store or two on PublicSq." We do. There's like 7. So we just on the featured page had a highlight of different chocolate alternatives because that's a hot topic right now.
Yeah.
The next tab over is an online tab. So you can go look similar to Amazon, but go on a search bar and look online, and it's going to, at the moment, it's a directory of the businesses, but pretty soon, we're launching e-commerce.
Let's go.
Yeah.
E-commerce. Okay.
Yeah. So it's going to go from a directory right now. When you click on a business, it's going to take you to their website. Pretty soon, you're going to be able to shop at multiple different businesses inside the PublicSq app. Yeah.
That's phenomenal.
Yep. And then the third button is just your local map. So you can click on locally. You can see, like, on our way here, we just looked around. It's like, if you need some turf grass, what else was on there? So,
transmission.
yeah, transmission.
Yep.
I'm like, if we lose our transmission, we're covered, guys.
Covered.
So then you can see the local businesses that support these values here.
How did you get involved so early? Were you friends with?
Yep.
It's Mike, right?
Yep.
Were you friends with him?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So my husband and myself have known Michael and his now wife before they were even married. So we worked together at a high adventure Christian camp in Northern California. So we've known him for years. And what's really awesome is anytime I get to speak when he's not around, I can just say, like, he's the legit. It's the real deal. Yeah. And so when he had this idea and this concept, probably 10 plus years ago, but then had started a podcast basically where he kept getting asked the same 2 questions over and over. Okay, well, done with Nike, but where do I find a shoe company that supports my values, or at least is not supporting sweatshops in China?
Yeah.
And then the second issue, all right, well, I'm alone in my city. I'm the only one. And he's doing I saw him over there. He's like, no, you're not. There's about 6,000 people within your neighborhood that think the same way that you do. You just feel like you've been silenced. And so it's just this culmination of those 2 ideas. How do we make people realize, like, you're really not alone, even in Southern California?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then also helping people be able to vote with their wallet. Those are the 2 concepts. And so when I'm just a lucky friend, to be honest, because I am not a tech developer. I remember saying to Michael, I'm like, yes, I am all in, whether it's scrubbing the toilets or leading a big team. I said, but I know nothing about technology. I give my daughter my app, or my phone to do my apps. I'm like, how do we turn off the notifications? But he's like, no, we hire those people. I just need people that are in it for the mission.
Yeah.
And are going to be their support and not sway over any reason or money or power or any of that kind of stuff.
Well, it's cool. You said you worked with them at Christian camps, because my first thought was for PublicSq to move as fast as it did and do as well as it's doing, you can't tell me God's not in that.
Oh,
that's
for sure.
To me, that's supernatural. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so. In fact, one of our very first hires, I remember being like, is this weird? But we offered, to give someone a salary, a paycheck, to be like our head prayer person, praying over us, because we're like, what we're coming after, there's actually kind of a lot of evil.
Yeah.
Like it's
super
evil. And so we're like, we want